Hey campers, I can't wait to see what's happening at Camp Wannastay. But before we do, let's all stand up and sing a worship song together.
We are young, we will lead the way. Show the world, we are here to stay. We are young, we will lead the way. Show the world, we are here to stay. Set an example by what you say, and do. Set an example by what you say, and do. We are his, and he showed the way. We will go, we will serve, we will celebrate. We are his, and he showed the way. We will go, we will serve, we will celebrate. Set an example by what you say, and do. Set an example by what you say, and do.
Try to set an example like I'm in class and I'm answering questions right. We confess we are blessed by the hands of Christ. Trying to be a lighthouse, not a candlelight. So we new kids springing up. Show the world with this news that we bringing up. Dudes are confused cause we usually sing it, but it's all about God. Who we believe and trust.
Example by what you say, and do. Set an example by what you say, and do. Set an example. Set an example.
So what does the last day of camp look like, Sponge? I mean, what do we do?
Well, it's always different, but one thing is the same every year.
Okay.
Everyone cries and hugs each other.
Good morning, campers! I know it's the last day of camp and everyone is sad to leave, but I wanted to get the day started on a good note, so it's game time! First, we'll need 2 teams of 2 campers. Each team will have a bucket, a plastic spoon, some Swedish fish, and some rolls. One camper will hold the bucket and move to catch the food being launched from the spoon catapult. The first team to launch 5 rolls and 2 Swedish fish into the bucket is the winner. If the food misses the bucket, you can go pick it up, but make sure to come back to your starting point before launching again. After you finish the game, head to the rec room for an important announcement. Chipper out!
Oh yeah, a game on the last day of camp. This is the best!
You have come a long way since your first day, my friend. A very long day. Do you remember when you didn't even want to play any of the games?
Yeah, I obviously did not know what I was talking about. But I'm a little confused today because usually Chipper's games make sense to me, but I don't understand why he has us playing a game with bread and fish.
I don't know, but maybe Dad will be able to explain it in this important announcement he has. Let's go to the rec room to find out what it is after we play the game.
Cool.
Who had so much fun at camp this summer? It was an honor to serve as the camp director for the first time this year. I did the best that I could to teach you what I've learned about leadership in all my years working here as the camp janitor. Now, some of you might have come to Camp Wannastay thinking that you couldn't be a leader, but I know for a fact that kids can make a huge difference. In fact, I have an example. I've put together this super high-tech video presentation. Take a look.
Jesus went up on the side of a hill and sat down with his followers. He looked up and saw a crowd of people coming toward him. Jesus spoke to Philip and said, "Where can we buy enough bread for all of these people to eat?" Jesus asked this question to test Philip, but he already knew what he had planned to do. Even though Philip had seen Jesus do miracles, he answered, "We would all have to work for 6 months to buy enough bread for each person here to have only a little piece." Just then, Andrew, another one of Jesus' followers, noticed there was a young boy in the crowd with a small lunch. Andrew said, "Here is a boy with 5 loaves of bread and 2 little fish. But how far will that go with so many people?" Jesus said, "Tell everyone to sit down." This was a place with a lot of grass, and about 5,000 men sat down there. Jesus took the loaves of bread and thanked God for it. Then he gave the loaves to the people who were waiting to eat. He did the same with the fish. He gave the people as much food as they wanted. They all had plenty to eat. And when they finished, Jesus said to his followers, "Gather the pieces of fish and bread that were not eaten. Don't waste anything." So they gathered up the pieces that were left. The people had started eating with only 5 loaves of bread, but the followers filled 12 large baskets with the pieces of food that were left. Isn't it amazing what God can do through one boy and his small lunch?
You know, sometimes you might feel like you can't make much of a difference. Maybe you think you're too young or too small. But I'm here to tell you that that is totally not true. With Jesus' help, you can make a big difference. The little boy from our story never could have fed all those people with his small lunch, but he gave what he had to Jesus and was able to do something amazing. No matter who you are, you can be a leader who makes a difference. I really hope that your time here at Camp Wannastay has made a huge difference in your lives. But I'm afraid I have some bad news. Some of you might already know this, but Camp Wannastay has kind of been slowly going downhill. Sure, the kids who actually come to camp want to stay here, but the problem is this kind of summer camp just isn't as popular anymore. Kids these days want to go to beach resorts and spend all their time inside. As a result, Camp Wannastay hasn't made enough money to stay open. So unless a miracle happens, this is officially the last summer of camp. We just don't have enough money to pay for all the staff and counselors, plus the food and supplies we need. I hope you all know that I'm super bummed to have to tell you all this, but guys, don't worry, because I promised to find a great camp for all of you to go to next summer, but I wanted you to know this news before you left with your parents. Speaking of your parents, they'll be here in a few short hours, so get your bags packed up and your cabins spotless, and we'll meet at the dock for your parents to pick you up.
Camp Wannastay is closing down? I cannot believe this. Now my parents are probably gonna drop me off at some pony princess camp, or even worse, Camp Half Bottom.
No, do not say that! I've been coming to Camp Wannastay for as long as I can remember, and I want to stay. This place means so much to me, and it really means so much to my dad. He's been working here for over 20 years.
I know, I wanna stay too. I mean, I know I only got to be here for one summer, but in just that short amount of time, Camp Wannastay has made a huge difference in my life.
It's not fair to close down. It means too much to all of us campers. This just can't happen.
Okay, so what do we do now? Do we just leave and never look back?
No! We can't just give up. There's gotta be something that we can do. Oh, stir fry?
What?
How much money do you have?
Oh, maybe like $9.75. I mean, I could probably make it $10 if I search the couch cushions or like the seats in my mom's car.
No, that's not enough. What about your parents? They have money. Would they be able to give money to the camp?
Well, maybe, but I don't think they would give enough to make a difference big enough to keep the whole camp going.
Okay. Wait, it's stir fry? That's it!
What's it?
Oh, what you said about making a difference.
Okay.
Just think. The kid in the story that we heard from earlier made a huge difference by just using what he had. If we all work together, I bet we can keep Wannastay open.
So you're saying we can be the ones that make the difference?
Exactly! We still have some time before our parents come here to pick us up, but we've got a lot of work to get done.
Wait a second. I don't really understand. What can we do that will actually help things big enough to keep the camp open?
Okay, think about everything my dad was saying.
Okay.
The camp is short on money, so he can't pay counselors and buy all of the supplies. Plus, he can't make the improvements that have to be done before next summer. So we can help make some of the repairs and save some money, right?
Oh, I see. Like repairing the docks and spraying for mosquitoes. Oh, and the diving board needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And there are some sheets on the bunk beds that need to be patched up. I bet I could sell them.
Oh, and let's not forget cutting the grass on the game field, cleaning the showers, washing all of the pots and pans.
Sponge? I'm already exhausted just thinking about everything that needs to be done.
Yeah, we'll do this camp cleaning style.
Okay.
Let's include everyone. If we can give each camper a specific job to clean up the camp, then we can get it all done before our parents get here.
Okay, good plan. But even if we fix everything here at camp, is that gonna be enough? I mean, that doesn't fix the staffing problem or the fact that Chipper can't afford to buy supplies for all the campers who would come back.
Okay, we might not have all the kinks worked out, but neither did that kid in the story that Chipper told us.
True.
He just brought his lunch to Jesus and he trusted Jesus to do the rest. If we do our part by doing everything we can think of to help, we can trust Jesus to take care of everything else too.
You're totally right, Sponge. Let's go find everyone else, gather up all the cleaning supplies, and get started, okay? Hey, that gives me another idea.
What?
You know everything there is to know about being the janitor around here, right? Okay, so if you agreed to come back next year, Chipper wouldn't have to hire somebody for the job.
Oh wow, hey, that's a great idea. And stir fry, you could be the camp cook next year. Your stir fry was way better than anything I've had all summer.
I bet I could learn to cook a few more things. And I bet we could find other campers who'd be willing to come back and help out too.
It's brilliant! By repairing things around the camp and finding others who are willing to volunteer next summer, we will actually be able to make a difference.
Let's make it happen.
Hello, campers. In only a few short minutes, parents will be here to pick you up. But before you go, I have to say a huge thank you for all you did to clean up the camp. I was walking around checking the grounds for anything that campers might have left, and I noticed that the dock is fixed, the diving board has been repaired, the sheets on the bunk beds have been mended, and everything else that needed to be done around here is finished. I've also heard that some of you are going to come back to camp next year to help out, and that solves the problem of not having enough money to pay staff. Thank you for making a difference in Camp Wannastay. Because of what you did, we will be able to keep camp open next summer. That calls for a celebration dance. All out of breath. All right, campers. I will see all of you next summer. Until then, keep setting a good example for the people around you and stepping up to be leaders. Chipper, out.
I am so thankful that so many other campers agreed to help us with our plan to keep Camp Wannastay open. It's gonna help make a difference in the lives of so many campers.
Yeah, it will. All of our campers helped out with chores and repairs around camp and offered to volunteer for different jobs next summer. Because they did what they could and trusted Jesus with the rest, they were able to see something great happen.
That's right. I mean, it's just like the story from the Bible that Chipper told us. The little boy helped by offering his 5 loaves and 2 fish to Jesus. And Jesus used that tiny lunch to perform a miracle. Because of what the boy did, he made a huge difference for all the people that were there listening to him that day. And when we choose to make a difference, we're being a leader and setting an example for others too. That's what we need to know today.
Everyone say this after me. I can be a leader who makes a difference.
Oh yeah, that's great. And it sounds like you all have it. So this week, we can all be leaders who make a difference. even by doing things that seem really small, like helping with chores around the house, or maybe you hold a door open for a stranger. You can make a huge difference for the people around you.
Before you go, let's all bow our heads, close our eyes, and pray together. Jesus, thank you for making the biggest difference in our lives by setting the perfect example for us to follow. Help us to be leaders who make a difference everywhere we go. We love you. Amen. Bye campers.